In 2015, Tesla looks to address perceptions in China, battle tech giant Apple, and launch a revolutionary new product, all while building out the Gigafactory and getting the Model X ready for deliveries. 2015 is going to be an action-packed year, but early on, Tesla stock was down 30% from its highs back in 2014.
Yes, the hot electric car company run by enigmatic CEO Elon Musk has fallen on a bit of hard times lately. Shares of Tesla down more than 30% from the all-time high they hit in September. What's going on here? Couple of factors. For one, oil prices plunging, so have gas prices. And if gas is going to be cheap, why do you need to spend so much money on an electric car? Just go out and buy an SUV. That's what many investors are worried about going forward. There's also going to be more competition. GM at the Detroit Auto Show previewed an upcoming electric car called the Bolt, which is going to be a cheaper electric model running on a longer charge. That seems squarely aimed at Tesla's upcoming Model 3. That's the car that Musk hopes will be the mass market vehicle that can really elevate Tesla into the upper ranks of automakers. Because let's face it, the Model S right now is a pretty expensive car. They're also coming out with a Model X later this year, but Wall Street analysts have been cutting their earnings forecast lately due to concerns that the company's not going to be able to produce as many Model X's as they originally hoped. Add this all up, and you have the stock price coming down. And you know what? Elon Musk has said for a while that he thinks maybe shares are a little overvalued. Maybe Wall Street will finally listen to him, and the stock will keep heading lower.
Another factor causing the stock price to drop was weaker than expected demand in China.
Scarlett, I got to ask you about the China reference you mentioned ago, because you said overly optimistic.
Yeah.
There was some concern that charging might be difficult in China, right?
Yes, and that perception has led to a big drop-off in actual sales in China.
But who started this rumor? Well, the answer may surprise you.
The biggest issue, which we're still fighting to address, is this perception that it is difficult to charge your car in China. This is false. It is not difficult to charge your car in China. Unfortunately, this sounds kind of brain dead, but our sales team was telling people that it was difficult to charge in China, even though this is not true. That's pretty silly.
So sure, mistakes will happen when you're expanding at breakneck speeds, but how Tesla fixed this problem gives an excellent insight into the thought process of Elon Musk and what makes Tesla different from most other companies. Tesla didn't just hire a sales guy to fix the issue. No, instead they appointed one of their best problem solvers, Jerome Guillen. And here's Elon as to why he was chosen.
I put the guy who was in charge of the supercharger rollout in China, who's doing an awesome job, and an engineer, basically, he's not a salesperson, in charge of China to make sure that charging is super easy and excellent. So he's not a marketing guy or a sales guy. He's an engineer, and he's an operations guy, and he's going to just make sure that customers are trying to have a fantastic experience. And then, just like in other countries, those customers become our sales force, and the product sales grow by word of mouth.
Is this a company philosophy? Because it seems like you're putting engineers in charge of customer service, even globally with Jerome. I mean, is customer service an engineering problem?
Well, I think if you've got people that are good at creative problem solving, then they'll be good at creative problem solving. I tend to view, I guess, it's my own bias, but most things, since I'm an engineer, I kind of view things as an engineering problem. Not everything is an engineering problem, but I think it's like you've got to design a system, and sometimes those systems are in the form of a car, or it's a charging thing, or it's the way that you communicate with prospective customers. It's just creative problem solving. So if you have, what you're really looking for at a high level is a creative problem solver who just cares about getting it right. So that's what we're doing.
So while Tesla looks to address their issues in China, we find out just how much they'll need to spend to build out the Gigafactory.
We're going to spend staggering amounts of money on CapEx. I mean, for a good reason and with a great ROI, because that CapEx obviously is being done for a reason, in order to capture a substantial future revenue flow.
Tesla report $957 million in revenue, which was another record, along with a $107 million GAAP loss, and just under $2 billion in cash on hand, and 9,834 Model S vehicles delivered for the quarter. The results show that Tesla made $3.2 billion in revenue in 2014, up 58% from the previous year, and a GAAP loss of $294 million for the year, and delivered 31,500 Model S's, which was up 41% compared to 2013. On a final note, here we can see an update on how Gigafactory construction is going. Meanwhile, in March, we get rumors of a new potential competitor to Tesla.
Well, Apple has marked the calendar, at least according to the Wall Street Journal. 4 years from now, the streets of California could have iPhones in people's pockets, watches on people's wrists, and cars on the road.
Yeah, so I mean, Apple's been reported to be working on a car for a number of years now. They're a very secretive company. There are not a lot of details out even now, but we do have this release date, and we can tell who they've been hiring. They've been in a bidding war with Tesla for engineers, for software developers, and Tesla obviously has got its own electric car on the road, so it seems pretty clear that they've been investing in this space. Now it looks like they're going to really ramp up their team. They're going to have up to 600 people working on this project, and they've set a date for when they think they can have a car on the road. Whether that's a self-driving car or not is still to be determined.
We also hear that Tesla and Apple battle to acquire talent.
This is interesting, Michael. The employee rivalry is very much a real thing. According to a new report, Elon Musk over at Tesla claims the iPhone maker, Apple, has gone as far as offering his staff $250,000 signing bonuses and huge salary increases. At the same time, Tesla poaches more employees from Apple than anywhere else. So what's the deal here? Why is there so much of a battle brewing in Silicon Valley over talent?
Well, I think on Tesla's end, the company is looking to make their cars even more high-tech. Smart cars, connected cars are becoming more and more common, and Apple has some of the best experts in software, and particularly in auto tech, because they have their own CarPlay software for vehicles. So I think on Tesla's end, they know the talent's there with Apple, and that they're willing to do what it takes to get it.
Elon didn't seem too concerned though.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk is shrugging off any worries about Apple catching up to his company in the auto space. Musk calling Apple's auto division a, quote, Tesla graveyard, where failed engineers that he didn't want go to work. Bottom line, Musk says, if you don't make it at Tesla, you go work at Apple.
On March 31st, Elon sends out a tweet stating a major new Tesla product will be unveiled on April the 30th. That's not a car, and rumours began circulating of what it could be, with the clear favourite being the unveiling of a Tesla home battery system, but there was also speculation of a Tesla motorbike, a Tesla phone, a Tesla watch, or even an Elon Musk branded cologne. So what will it be? April 30th.
All right, welcome everyone to basically the announcement of Tesla Energy. All right.
Elon Musk starts the event talking about how energy is currently generated by burning fossil fuels and the issues that will cause. He then mentions that the current problem with solar is that it works during the day but not at night, and that it was important to smooth out energy generation.
So the missing piece is what we're going to show you tonight. So this is a product we call the Tesla Powerwall. The fact that it's wall-mounted is vital. It means that a normal household can mount this on their garage or on the outside wall of their house. It's flat against the wall. It has all of the integrated safety systems, the thermal controls, the DC to DC converter. It's designed to work very well with solar systems right out of the box. So it gives you safety, security, and it gives you a complete and affordable solution. And it's designed so you can stack them on the wall. So you can have two, you can actually stack up to 9 of the Powerwalls. We're going to start shipping in approximately 3 or 4 months. And initially, the ramp will be slow because these packs will be made in our Fremont factory. And then next year, the ramp will go much, much higher as we transition to the Gigafactory in Nevada. And the cost of this is $3,500. So this is a good solution for homes and perhaps for some small commercial applications. But what about something that scales to much larger levels? So for that, we have something else. So we have the Power Pack. The Tesla Power Pack is designed to scale infinitely. So you literally make this into a gigawatt-hour class solution. I think it would be a good idea, this would be a good time to transition the power that we're using in the building to being battery powered, of course. So let's go check out the power meter. Oh wow, the grid, it's actually 0. This entire night has been powered by batteries. Not only that, the batteries were charged by the solar panels on the roof of this building. So this entire night, everything you're experiencing is stored sunlight.
So while Tesla just opened the window to the multi-$100 billion energy opportunity, the media totally dismissed it and instead focused their attention to their dislike of Elon Musk.
Up until now, you could have solar panels on your roof. That's going to be feeding into the grid. This is a way to store that power at your house. You could use it when energy prices spike. You could use it if the grid were to go offline, if there were a storm or an earthquake or some other natural disaster. Utilities want to use it for kind of the same reason, but on a bigger scale. They want to be able to use all of this new alternative energy, store it, and then send it out to people when they need it.
Look, it sounds great, but help me understand how new this is. Is this a totally pioneering new technology, or is Elon Musk entering a crowded field where he's going to have stiff competition?
I talked to analysts. There are about 500 companies that have been doing this, but Tesla's very well positioned to do it in a different way. I want to point to one statistic. I looked at some research from a company called Navigant in Boulder, Colorado, and right now this industry is worth about $605 million. By the year 2024, it could be a $21 billion industry. So there's a lot of room.
I don't think it's any secret that I'm not a Musk fan. I think he's way out front here. I think he's hit the ball out of the park in the initial foray. He's got Amazon as a joint partner on this with others. Is this about new lithium-ion chemistry? Is this about the scalability? Or is this just about taking out American electric utilities?
I think all of the above, and what he's been able to do very effectively is get a lot of longevity, a lot of life out of these batteries that he's put in cars, and he's made no secret of the fact that he wants to.
Are they going to burn up like the lithium battery on that big airplane?
He certainly hopes not, and he had some trouble with that, of course.
They've had trouble with that.
Back. Tesla has as well. So they've built this Gigafactory, they're building this Gigafactory.
Okay, but is it a factory of scalability, David Gura, or is it a new technology, a new chemistry? I can't get that straight.
I think they're continuing to work on the technology, but again, the factory's not done yet, and I think it's something that a lot of people have wondered about. As he's come out with this release, he said you can get this in your house by the end of the summer. To be able to build all of these batteries, both for the cars and for houses and for utilities companies, that's very ambitious, and we'll have to see if that can happen.
Yeah. Well, certainly, Mr. Musk is one who is plenty ambitious.
Yeah.
In May, we get news that Tesla is acquiring Riviera Tool Die manufacturer located at Grand Rapids, Michigan, which had around 100 staff. And for more on the acquisition, here's what Elon had to say.
We've only, actually in the whole history of Tesla, only done one tiny acquisition, and that was for Riviera Tooling in Michigan. And we're planning to use that as a hub to recruit top tool and die manufacturers, basically tool and die engineers, to Tesla Michigan with that exact goal, which is how do we reduce our time to market for new products, because we end up being constrained by basically tools and molds, and anything we can do to tighten that time frame, either organically or as an acquisition, is a good thing. I mean, the crazy thing is that $10 million or so that we spent acquiring Riviera was less than what we spent on expediting our stamping dies.
Yeah.
So it's like a no-brainer.
And then something I'd like to do, which I think many of our engineers will be hearing this in real time, is have the charge connector plug itself in, like an articulating, like a sort of a snake, like Metal Gear Solid or something. Yeah, like just plug itself in.
Well, in 2015, Tesla came up with the Snake power charger. However, Tesla did not commercialize it, and it remains to be seen if Tesla will find a use for this going forward. As May rolled around, we get to see just how fast the Nevada Gigafactory was shaping up. The exterior structure and roof were mostly complete, and things looked on track to start production in 2016. In the next episode, all eyes turn to the Model X. Will production and delivery start on time, and will the quality be up to scratch? And also, one of the largest corporate scandals hit the auto industry. So stay tuned to see how that all unfolds in part 2 of The Rise of Tesla, year 2015. And finally, thank you to all the Patreons that support the show, and remember, all content is for educational and entertainment purposes and not financial advice. So till next time, I'll see you guys soon.